Oops, wrong one. Hello? Hello? Okay, there we go. Now it's working. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier, but today we are back with another kit. This time, the Victory 2 from Victory Gundam. So, cracking this thing open, I believe it should also be another relatively simple-ish kit. Yeah, not too many runners. I think we got like, what, 6 in here? Excluding a couple of things here and there, but maybe like 6 or 7 runners, excluding polycap. Victory 2, I don't think I've actually watched. I don't think I've watched Victory Gundam yet, but I do like the design of the suit. I am currently, well, okay. Well, I haven't fully caught up with the Universal Century yet, I'll be completely honest. Mainly because I've also been binge watching it with my friends. Of course, I do know the story. I have gone ahead here and there. But I don't think I've reached Victory Gundam yet. But of the Victory designs, Victory 2 has got to be one of my favorite ones. Anyways, without further ado, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Let's just begin. I did push the stream back about an hour or so, mainly because I forgot to meet somebody today later. So, because of the scheduling, stream has been pushed up. So, for runners, we have a blue parts runner. Well, this will be used occasionally, probably for the knee here, bits of the chest, you got bits of the back. We do have an effect runner, so I already see the beam shield right here. That's gonna look very nice. You got 2 different beam saber effect parts, and a more fanned out variant of the beam saber effect part right here. So that's probably gonna be used later. We got stickers right here. These are probably for some cameras. This was for eyes, and I believe this is for the back of the Wings of Light. Got a couple polycaps. Luckily, this time not as many as the Tournay. I got the Tournay have a lot. We do have a couple of red parts here. Probably this right here, just some red effects to pop through here and there. And the feet and a bit of the face right there. Probably for that chin. Got some gray components, probably going into the joints. We got bits of the rifle here. I don't know if it came with the underbarrel grenade launcher or not. White armor runner. That is probably going to be used for majority of the armor of this thing. If you think that is not enough white, you're probably right, because there is another white armor runner. Probably duplicate parts between the two, you know? And finally, yellow parts. So, without further ado, let's begin. And as I like to usually do, let us begin from feet upwards. We're going to start off with the feet and build up. So right off the bat, I'm just going to clear out everything and grab a couple of the runners that we'll need for this. believe this should be most of what we need so far. So, for the base of the feet, we are going to be starting off with these right here. So, these would be the heel that we're probably going to be starting off with. Oh yeah, quick comment about my turn A that I did last week. I realized off stream that I did forget to put on the shoulder uh pads, well, the shoulder armor. I did put that on off stream, so if it felt like something was missing there, well, that's why. I forgot some armor. Well, I feel like turn A, well, it can pose up fairly well. I feel like that thing was kind of a loose mess due to all the polycaps on it. Like, things could fall off really easily due to all those polycaps. Hopefully this is not the same because, well, as you can see here, there are like half as many polycaps on this thing. Oh yeah, as I said before on yesterday's stream, I did continue to build up my backlog of Gunpla. So I do have two more kits to add to the backlog, and I've decided that one of them I will, that was iffy on building on stream, I will probably just build on stream. So I got myself the real grade new Gundam, which I pre-ordered and picked up like 2 days ago. And I also got the high grade aerial, which I will be building on stream as well. That will be fun, and I cannot wait to actually do so. Because, well, both sound like very fun kits, and they're probably like the newest kits, production-wise, that I have in my collection once I do build them. I think before then it was the high-grade Shenlong Gundam that would have taken that award, which is a really nice kit. Just the stickers aren't very good. There are very few stickers on that kit. There's nice color separation, but the stickers that are used there, aside from the eye stickers, are absolutely horrible. I don't recommend them. Instead, if you ever end up getting that kit, get some markers and paint in where the stickers were. It's very much recommended. Anyways, where was I? I'm hoping that this kit is a relatively short build, even compared to like the turn A. Because, well, I would just like a quick-ish build. That just sounds kind of nice nowadays. I was also thinking about getting some entry grade kits and then just tuning them up. Like, the entry grade new Gundam would be nice, especially if I decide to get the this new Gundam weapons pack that I've seen as well. I mean, it is meant for, I believe, build fighters or build divers. Either way, you get new Gundam's weapons, which which the and fin funnel backpack, I believe, which the entry grade new Gundam kind of lacks. I think it only comes with the shield and rifle, along with maybe a saber. So if you get the weapons pack as well, you just kind of make up for that loss, which is nice. Alright, that is one heal done. Time for the second one. I have also been thinking about getting an Iron-Blooded Orphans weapons pack to equip on some of my IBO kits, or just to customize some of my older kits as well. Because those packs are fun. They give you a lot of options. Same thing with 30-minute mission packs. Like those ones as well. They, in comparison, they will be a bit more customizable than some of the Gundam weapon kits. But they should also basically fit any high grade. Almost any high grade, I should say. I really wish these gates were in better positions for the feet. I feel. Oh, yeah, no, the nub mark there is insane. Look at that. Might be a bit difficult. Actually, no, you can see the contrast there. That slightly brighter red there is the nub mark from the gate. Oh boy. I'm hoping running it over with my fingernail might work, but if not, I might just cover it up with a red marker later. But in order to decrease the visibility of that mark, I'm probably gonna use it as on the inner side of the foot. Okay, we already see a nice toe bend here. And it kind of pops out because it's not like fully secured in place, but you know, you got this nice toe bend. Sadly, no bend forward. So you only get like a lift off esque pose. Alright. Yeah, Witcher Mercury is really picking up now in pace. I mean, it is getting down to like the last two episodes, so you kind of expect that, but damn. Soletta now actually becomes an actual witch, you know? She's finally gotten her broom. Okay, no, this nub mark is much less egregious than the other one. So that is kind of nice. Still gonna use it on the inner foot though, but still nice that it is a lot less aggressive and it's slightly less noticeable. Oh yeah, Anime Expo is coming up like next week. I still need to finish a cosplay I have. I had been planning on doing a really shitty Zaku cosplay, so if you ever decide to go to Anime Expo and see a person cosplaying as that, you'll know it's me. It's basically made out of cardboard and random clothing that I found that kind of fits the Zaku theme. There we go. Okay, that foot is fairly nice. Like, the thing is basically just made out of cardboard and held together by a ton of duct tape, so I don't have to paint it as well. But I still need to work out a couple kinks in the design and make some more things. I still need to like finish off the helmet, which I have not been looking forward to. Because I also need to make all the tubing as well for the helmet and the legs. I somehow got the torso tubing figured out, but I also need to properly implement it. Oh, that's gonna be fun once I actually try and make that. Alright, feet done. Alrighty, as I suspected, this will be the joint and inner frame, along with the weapon right here, of course, but I don't remember. Is this was this a variation of VSBR? It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's see here. Ah. Okay, so I am kind of looking ahead a bit. They have kind of updated their design in this kit specifically. Let me check. When did this thing come out? What? 2014? Okay, it's around the same time. Was that sooner or I don't remember if the tornado was 2015 or 2014, but either way, this one at least is trying to have you build both legs at the same time, which I really appreciate. Except for like some of the upper legs. Some of the upper leg they do have you build one by one, like one at a time. But for the most part, the lower portions of the legs they'll have you build at the same time, like two sets of them. Which is, again, very nice for just streamlining the process. But I will still just build everything at the same time and just mirror it all. Okay, right off the bat, this right here feels like softer plastic, which I kind of like. It's easier to cut through. Oh shit, I also forgot to turn on BGM. I had it prepared. I did not turn it on. Well, that's my bad. Whoopsies. Okay. Alright, so right off the bat, we already see here. We do have a couple parts that should be relatively easy to put together. Hoping I'm doing this the right way. If not, then I'm kind of screwed, of course, but you know. Okay, so that is the upper thigh, I believe. Well, part of it. Then you just kind of fit on some armor over that. Sadly, we cannot use... Oh, we cannot, build this thing with an inner frame first. Like we did with the Zawart. Because, well, this thing is held together by polycaps. Like, the main structure of it is, just hollow. I put this on the right way? Yes, I did. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, I'm pushing it in too far. Oh no. Oh no, I might have done something very bad here. Okay, I may have pushed in this piece way too hard. And it might have gone in too far. Now this piece is not in a good position. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. Only supposed to go in so much. Okay, time to mirror it. I mean, it's relatively easy to mirror, you know, you just cut out the same parts on the other side, or just skip ahead in the instructions a bit before returning. Hey, I said this before last stream as well, but I've been thinking about getting to airsoft again. Mainly as a way of just exercising again. Airsoft is fun, but it does take a bit of time to get back into. I need to get new equipment. I already have the helmet, but I plan on modifying that for my cosplay. And I need to get myself a new plate carrier or molly. That might take some time, but I do plan on investing myself into the hobby again. Yeah. This on backwards? Hopefully not. Unless I did. If I did put this on backwards before. I probably did. Now looking back at it. Okay. Well, that is annoying. Okay, well, time to take this part apart. Okay, there we go. Yep. That is all my bad. I screwed up big time there. Alright, well, we can finally get to work on the proper mirrored parts. God, okay, gates on curves, I hate them so much. I don't know why they did that there instead of, like, maybe over here. Over here might have been better, but over here, really don't like that curved gate. I'll just pre-cut parts of this, because I know I'm gonna need this later. I'm not gonna cut it out fully yet. Which part is this? This one? Okay. Again, I'll just pre-cut parts of this. Because I know I'm gonna need this. I can already see where it goes. Once I do get some more money, I might start investing into a new camera. Because this thing overheats so easily. But it's also, this one's also very convenient to hook up to OBS. Which is why I'm using it, but God, overheating issues I'm having with it are something else. See, how do you fit? Like this. Got it. Okay, I was right about these other parts. They're just tough, just kind of thrown in as an afterthought. The other side, like... My sleep schedule has slowly been fixing itself, and I don't know how. I'll be honest. Like, it's kind of a miracle. I kind of need it to be fixed though, which is very nice. Because of the convention in a couple days, you know? By that I mean like a week from now. That's gonna be fun. Oh, yeah, no, again, this thing just kinda goes out due to overheating issues, which it does not like. Okay, there we go. Back on. Alrighty, more polycaps. You know, this is what I mean by you can't really build an inner frame. Because if you can see here, there is no inner frame. It's just very hollow. Wait, hold up. I need some more polycaps here. I need to cut out all these. So the internal structure of the Victory, as with most high grades, is as follows. Am I taking the wrong side? Yeah, this is the right side. There is no internal frame, you just kinda... Wait, is it down here? Yeah, it's down here. You just kinda shove polycaps in here and hope that it works. Because the polycaps, they help hold together the main structure itself, which has no internal frame, by the way, as I said before. Inside, completely hollow, and this is just the lower leg right there. This just kind of fits in, and there you go. You got... Oh, shit. Got a leg. Downside, this can just pop out like that pretty easily, which is why I don't really like the polycap legs. Oh, got a nice bend here already. Oh, come on. Yeah. Polycaps are annoying. This is why I much prefer the Witch kits and the Iron-Blooded kits. I mean, the Iron-Blooded kits, they use polycaps as well, but the inner frame is just much sturdier than these polycaps. It's like, these polycaps, they just don't hold together too well, in my opinion. They don't age well either. They do fall apart over time. They loosen up a lot. That is my experience with these polycaps. I'm already seeing a fair amount of age on my high-grade wing kits. Because of the polycaps. Oh, wait, I forgot to add an armor. Whoops. Okay, yeah. And did I shove these in the wrong way? Yes, I did. I shoved them in backwards. No wonder. Luckily, these pry apart a bit relatively easily. I should probably stop trying to guess where things go, honestly. Oh, this is reminding me of my master grade, what was it, God Gundam. I did end up breaking the armor on the upper arm. Plastic cement did not fix it. It did not dry in a correct shape. Honestly, that thing was kind of... That thing was its own mess, let's just say. Okay, let's see if I can just slide the armor in here. If not, then I will just have to pry this open all the way. Oh, okay. I thought I heard a really sharp snap there. That would have been bad. Okay, well. Armor is in. I don't think any structural damage, well, not too much structural damage has been taken. And there we go. Everything's snapped back together. Now for the other side. Let's hope that this one also wants to cooperate. Oh, okay. Nope. That came apart way more easily than I thought. I didn't expect it to come apart like that. But it is great that it did. That means I can just throw it together again real easily, without too much hassle. What is it with me putting this kit together backwards all of a sudden for some reason? Okay, there we go. Now this... okay, no, it's backwards again. There we go. Oh, it still pops out when I bend too hard, but I think that should be it. Oh, not bad, but I've definitely seen better. God, why is it always me putting this in backwards? Okay. The legs done, I think. Okay, so let's see. What's next? We do have some blue here. Blue kneecaps. I am a bit scared of cutting these out because depending on how large the gates are, these do mark pretty easily. Okay, luckily the gates aren't too egregious, but still. I do like the detail on the inner frame there, like right here. It does show whenever there is a knee bend, I guess. Which is probably why they did it. Okay, something feels... oh, yep, no wonder it felt weird. This thing popped out again. Yeah, okay. I should probably stop trying to bend the leg. Like, this early on in the build, but, you know. I still want to test out its articulation a bit. Did I accidentally zoom in? What's my zoom level like? Yeah, I probably did accidentally zoom in a bit earlier. What's next? We do need to get in a bit of an ankle. I think there is a bit of an inner frame-esque area on in this place as well. Let me see here. Yeah, I really want to get some racks to organize these runners as well. That would really streamline this process. Where the hell is that located on here? I'm losing track of parts. Here you are. I think I see how this one goes. So I believe this one is 23. It should go here. And 25 should be on the other leg. So, right here. Probably putting it upside down, knowing me. Why am I always doing that with this build? Now with this, we do have a bit of movement, individual movement on like the ankle here, around the ankle skirts. That just kind of slides right in here. We do have a fair amount of movement down here. So this moves individually and this can flap up and down. Leg is, well, the ankle itself is a ball joint connected to a hinge right here for more articulation. So out of the bat, got like this much bending back. And around only this much moving forwards. Which, I mean, it's not bad, but could be better. I think it might be a bit better than the turn A, though. Turn A was really limiting. I mean, it is... The turn A was an amazing looking kit, but I feel like the amount of polycaps on it really let it down. Like, the polycaps really killed it, in my opinion. Articulation-wise, it's still a beautiful looking kit. But there's still also parts on the runners I just don't want to assemble because back it's just more things to slap on its back. I have it completed. I did throw in the shoulder armor after the stream, after I realized, but... Alright, moving on. next up, we actually have the connection between the hip and the actual legs. Now, personally, I dislike these kinds of legs. Mainly because these kinds of legs, well, these kinds of leg connections, they rely on a poly cap right there, which I don't like, and they can fall off pretty easily. Like, in my experience, if you have a peg going into the hip, that is better than the peg protruding from the hip where you attach it into a socket on the leg. I much prefer the socket on the hip rather than the socket in the leg. I mean, for some kits it might be more difficult to do it like that, but I just feel like it holds on better that way out of the ones I've built. I don't remember if the Iron-Blooded kits do this, but I remember specifically that the Zwart did it as well. And that one, I have had no issues with that thing's legs. At least none that I can remember. So, that is the leg done. Wait a second. No, I spoke too soon. There's some more armor. Is it you? Triple checking here. Yes, it is. Oh yeah, and after Anime Expo, Steam Summer Sale is also occurring. So that is gonna burn through my wallet like crazy. I believe this should just socket on. Yeah, it's a really tight fit, which is kind of good in this case. Kind of needs to be a tight fit there. Alright, yep, there we go. We got both legs done now, I can properly say that. Now we can finally get started with the hip. The hip is somewhere here. There you are. I think that might be a part of the torso. Maybe. Sadly, with this kit, you have a solid butt flap. So, less articulation towards the rear. No movie butt flap. Oh, but the ass flaps of this thing really reminds me of the Tall Geese's thrusters back there. Like, it really reminds me of the curves of those ones. This is supposed to be facing upwards, I believe. It doesn't matter which way this is going. Should just plug in like so. It's still relatively delicate. Alright. Again, main downside is this thing. Is this upside down? Did I plug it in upside down? I probably did. Yes, I did. Again, this thing really reminds me of the tall geese's butt flap. That nice curvature there where you can open up and have extra thrusters hidden away. But I don't remember if this thing did have extra thrusters or not. I do know it uses the Minovsky drive system, so it doesn't necessarily need the thrusters, like any extra thrusters, but I believe it still uses thrusters for maneuverability. Of course, I could be very wrong about everything I'm saying, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Alrighty. I do see some areas where I could already just start panel lining, which is good for me, because I love panel lining this stuff. But I should also really get myself a flow type panel liner. I've been thinking about getting it for a while. I'm gonna just keep these skirts connected to one another. Now, I don't really trust myself with hooking them up yet. Wait a second, did I put this in wrong? I put this in the wrong peg. Oh my gosh. I was wondering why this was so loose and why the hip was so far forward. Whoops. There we go. That is a much more proportional hip now that I'm looking at it. This thing is also much whiter than I was expecting now that I'm looking at it. Like, I know there's a lot of white on this thing, but like there's barely any other accenting colors. Like, what, all you have so far is just a bit of red, some blue. Like, panel lining on this thing would really make it pop. So I definitely plan on doing that a lot, especially on the butt cheeks here. Alright. Also, this thing is absolutely tiny. Tiny compared to the Tournay. Like, one of the Tournay's lower lower calves is around the size of this thing's calf and torso, excluding, like, you know, this upper part right here in the feet. Like, holy shit, this thing is tiny. Such a compact build. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen hexagonal skirts as well. Like, this is honestly a first for me. I mean, if it works, it works, you know? Looking back on it, probably the largest kit I've built so far would be the silver bullet suppressor. And there goes the camera again. This thing really likes to overheat, my goodness. And it should be back. No, look at that. I have never seen hexagonal side skirts before on a mobile suit. I guess I just haven't really been paying too much attention to those. Honestly, personally, if I were to make a suit, I personally wouldn't have any side skirts or just have, the side skirts actually contain weapons. I feel like most of the time, the side skirts might just get in the way. Unless they are some sort of reactive armor, you know, you shoot them, they fall off. Alrighty. We do have another... We finally have another color other than white and gray. That is some more blue to accent the waist. Oh. Yeah, no, this camera's really not liking the overheat. This thing's also one of my primary light sources for working on the kit right now. So if it goes out, it's also hurting me. Really doesn't like this heat. Let's see here. Oh yeah, no, that is hot. Oh boy. I'm gonna try to get some air circulating in this room to try and help it out. But no promises here. Alright, we can finally start working on the torso. And technically also the backpack, actually. Alright. Strange... Okay, no, never mind. I was gonna say, they might have us work on the backpack first instead of the torso, but no, I skipped over some instructions. Alrighty, so... Just gonna use the light from the camera here to help see a bit. I would also like to get an F91 or a crossbone. I was thinking about getting a real grade crossbone, but because like my local hobby shop had a sale for them on them. Turns out they sold out. So sadly for me, no real grade crossbone. I've heard it's such an amazing kit. It's about the size of this kit, but it also comes with so many little gimmicks. Am I looking at the wrong runner? No, I'm not. I'm just looking at the wrong number. Like, the real grade crossbone has so many tiny gimmicks and such. Like, you can choose... I believe you can also choose, separate, what was it? Separate... I know you can choose separate eyes for it. The mask can open up. The skirts do have anchors strapped in them. You can fire them off with effects. Like, you can attach effect parts to it to have them look like they're shooting out. Part I'm looking for. Yeah, it's just been under my thumb this entire time. See, you can combine the both the You can combine the beam Zambra with the flintlock to make the Zambuster. Like, there's so much you can do with that thing. And it's all in such a tiny little package as well, which is the best part. Did I shove this in wrong? No, okay, good. Like, that thing, I would love to have to get my hands on a real grade crossbone. I would also love to get my hands on a real grade Victory or Victory 2. Though, honestly, I'd preferably have the Victory 2 over the Victory. But, well, if they were to make that, then I'm curious on how they would incorporate the transforming aspect. Because the Victory does have a transforming gimmick where it can split into 3 parts, including its core fighter. So it can split into upper torso, well, upper torso, lower legs, well, upper torso, legs, and core fighter in between. But, you know, good luck incorporating that into a real grade. I feel like the structural stability of that thing is going to be iffy. I think the Victory also has a transforming gimmick, but I believe it is a bit less complicated. Oh, Victory 2 has a transforming gimmick that's less complicated than the Victory, I should say. How would this attach? How do you attach? Not easily, that's how. Where the hell would this connect? Okay, actually, I should probably fit in some polycaps first before I start working on that. Yeah, this is such a tiny, tiny kit. I might be able to pull up a size comparison here with the RX-78-2 Revive, which I did end up a while back giving a Beam Magnum. It won't survive a shot, but you know, nothing else will either. Does it go in like this? Which way do you go in? Okay, yeah, like this. How I initially thought. Alrighty. You know, I'm kind of curious on why they'd want us to put the neck in like this when you could probably just pop it in on top after you slapped everything together, you know? Let's see here. A good chunk of the blue is probably going to be used on the backpack and shoulders. Although I think this part right here might be used for a core lander. Or core fighter, I should say. Core lander would be for any of the G Gundam suits. Oh, there it goes again. Hopefully it comes back, right? Yeah, thankfully it came back this time. Okay, so how do you attach? Did I even get the right part? No, I did not. Okay, no wonder it wasn't fitting. Okay, this part is supposed to go on the core fighter. I cut out the wrong part. Oh my goodness. Only now did I realize my blunder. Yeah, no, this fits way better. Who would have known? This thing is so tiny. Like, holy shit. We're already onto the backpack of this thing. And the wings of light. Sadly, we don't get any effect parts for those. Speaking of effect parts, I do plan on eventually creating my own custom effect part for the Moonlight Butterfly. That is gonna be fun. It would also be nice to probably use some markers on the rifle now that I'm thinking about it. But I may or may not do that. Got to cut out down here. Okay, there we go. All right. Now to get these in on it. Let's see here. Okay, so these are going to be used on the back of the Victory, and these are likely going to be used on the core fighter. I can't wait. Oh, and we also have some really nice textures on here, where the sticker's supposed to go. How are you supposed to attach? I am curious. This part is supposed to be facing back. Ah, I see. I was curious on how they were going to attach them. My curiosity has been answered. Sadly, this back is not compatible with other high-grade backpacks. Well, most other high-grade backpacks. There are probably one or two out there that would be compatible with this, but oh well. You cannot easily kit bash this thing. Alright, time for stickers. Let's see how easily I can attach these. Wasn't too much of a hassle. Where did I put my tweezers? I put them somewhere nearby. They look great for this. Oh, here they are. Oh, whoops. Hold up. I'm gonna readjust the sticker. And use my tweezers now that I can. The tweezers, I can kind of get this thing in very precisely. There we go. I don't mind a sticker there. That would be difficult to get like, all the color separation there easily. And to do the same on this side. Alright. Gosh, well, I wish I had a third hand here. This would make things so much easier. There we go. Even without a third hand, I can do it. Backpack time. Somewhere on here. There you are. Just the bottom of these. They don't damage the plastic too much. Okay, this just clips on. Oh, that is nice. Okay, really flush fit. You can open and close these. Do like that extra little bit of articulation. Nice little detail there. I like that. Let's see, anything else? Okay. Finally, time to finish off the backpack. The gate broke here. Old reliable, still working well. See here. Oh, that is nice. Articulation on these ball joints. Flare them out however much you want. There is some rotation. Small amount of rotation, but I think it should... There we go. Never mind, all rotation issues fixed. There's a little peg down there that I forgot to plug it into. See here. There we go. Like these I really like. You can flare them out however much you want. You can sandwich them together. Open them up. Now if only there were effect parts you can stick in for the wings of light. That would be so nice. But this thing is so tiny as well. Like holy shit. I can see myself playing with that a lot. Hopefully the polycaps would stand it. Anyways, onto the face. So we do have a couple of cameras here that we do need to stick on. Couple camera stickers. And the eyes. But I would like to cut out everything before then. This fell off. Okay, on the tiny little V fin here, there is no safety nub. As for the larger ones, there are. I will be cutting off that safety nub. And make these sharper. Normally I would use an X-Acto knife for these, but for now, nippers will do. I'm hoping I don't overcut here. Otherwise, it will very much risk the structural integrity of this thing. Yeah, that should be enough for now. I could always shave it off later with some sandpaper. To this side. Every time I cut off safety nubs, I always feel like I'm gonna overcut because I have accidentally done that before. Yeah, there we go. And this can be shaved off with sandpaper later to smoothen it out. I do like the sharper V-fins. What have I cut so far? Alright, let's cut out the rest of this. Okay, that was a bit nerve-wracking. Oh, I forgot a part. That part would be the tiny-ass face mask somewhere on here, right here. Oh, shit. Okay, so... Are there any more parts I need to cut out for the face? No, I don't think so. I think that this is a part of the elbow I'm looking at over here. Okay, so we got the face mask. We've got just about everything here. I'll probably need my tweezers later for some of these camera stickers. For now, eye stickers need to be applied. Kind of using my thumbnail right now to just nudge and adjust ever so slightly. There we go, it's on. Now to get this tiny little mask on. There we go. God, imagine trying to work on a real grade variant of this thing. Everything's so tiny. Before I forget, I should also slap on the head camera. Sticker number is that one. Alright. This one right here. Come on, buddy. Get over here. Honestly, when it comes to the Universal Sentry, I treat early and mid UC completely different compared to late UC. Like, late UC is almost like its own timeline, you know? It doesn't necessarily feel like it's a part of the Universal Sentry, if you know what I'm saying. Like, early UC has such a completely different vibe compared to late UC. And I feel like it's around like Hathaway's Flash that it really occurs, you know? Because, you know, that's when all the suits get tinier as well, so... Like, imagine seeing what something like the She Gundam would do. Like, when it came to, like, Crossbone or F91. If it were tossed into those timelines, you know? I would like to see that. Oh, there is also a sticker on the back here. I should probably apply before I accidentally end up snapping that V-fin from applying pressure to it accidentally. It'd also be very difficult to get a Gundam marker deep in here, so I'll just stick with the stickers. Come on. Just gotta gently nestle that sticker in there. There we go. Nice glossy reflective surface. Alright, time to get the main yellow V-fin on here first. Alright, okay, there we go. It kind of snapped in after a bit of time. And the white on top to seal the deal. I'll say this right now, this thing definitely fits together way better than the Ale Strike. Okay, you know what? Let me just quickly panel line the face real quick. I just can't resist. There's so many little details here. I'm just gonna use a fine tip fan aligner that I always use, and my thumb to just wipe away everything. There we go. A tiny little bit just makes a bit of those vents pop out a bit more. It's hard to see on camera until you pan align. You know, there you go. You got this tiny little detail marked up there. Let's see. Let me see if I can get these into the vent. Might need some new panel liner soon. Like, this thing is really running out. Oh my gosh, there's so much to panel line on this tiny, tiny kit. Look at that. Just a quick dip, and then you just wipe away the excess with the finger. I'm probably going to need a new panel liner marker after this. A bit difficult to get into some of these grooves, though. Oh, I should have panel lined the piece before I put it together. That would have been so much easier. No, it's kind of reminding me of a Crossbone Gundam due to some of the residue. Oh, but there's also so much to touch up on around the back. Oh, this is one I really wish I had a flow type panel liner. Like, it'd be able to get into all these cracks so easily. This is what I end up doing after stream every time. I swear, like a good hour, hour and a half is just spent on panel lining. But it's so worth just for those tiny, tiny details to pop. Like, look at all this that you could not see easily before. It just makes so many details pop. If you never panel line your kits, I always recommend doing it. If you've never done it, give it a shot. It is so worth it. I would also recommend the flow type panel liner. Like that stuff, oh boy. You just kind of dip it once into the line and it just does the work for you. You just clean up the little dot afterwards. Oh, I accidentally panel lined a nub mark. We could call that some battle damage, I guess. There we go. Oh, did my camera freeze? My camera froze. What's going on? Why'd you DC? No, we were doing so well. Okay, there we go. You're back. But look at this. You just got so many little details here that now just come into view with all this panel lining. Highly recommend panel lining. Really simple to do, but makes so much of a difference. I cannot wait to do the rest of this thing. Panel line it. Lord, this is tiny though. Like if you have older kits, I'd recommend like just taking them off the shelf and panel lining them. It is a fun way of touching them up without having to invest too much money into them. If you just don't want to do that. Alrighty. Did I forget any stickers anywhere? So far, no. That's good. Alright, we're on to arms. Shoulders, more specifically. For that, we need these. Victory is coming together well. Okay, so this is just another mirror thing. So hopefully, this will be pretty easy. We're almost done with this, actually. We are just missing a couple parts here and there. Where did I put the other runner? How did I lose an entire runner? Okay, no, it's right here. I'm just blind. Okay. Oh yeah, once I start working on the Barbados in like probably like 2, 3 weeks time, you're probably gonna see me panel line as I go as well, just because there's so much detail on that thing. I cannot afford to not panel line, because otherwise it's gonna be so much more work I have to do. Okay, so judging from this already, shoulders seem to be separated from the arms. Well, not separated, but they have independent movement from the arms. Perhaps. So step 1 is polycap. Step 2 is this joint. And step 3 is to just close it all up. Nice. Okay, so you got 2 joints for articulation for the arms. Already I can see. But we'll touch on those nuances in a bit. Once you get the full arm together. I don't think I've seen it in any other kit. All right. Oh, okay. So, we just need to touch it off with a bit of extra armor. Some extra detailing here and there. And then we good. Got a couple flaps we need to add in. Okay, nice snap. Oh wait, okay, so this is supposed to be the left arm. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen another kit where they've had you build the left arm first before right arm. Wait, no. Never mind, this is the right arm. I am just looking at the wrong instructions. What is my brain doing today? Anyways. How to replicate this exact same stuff on the actual left arm. Lord, it's hard to see. Got this little flap right here. Then you got this bit right here. And boom. Nice little contrast there. I was going to attach these on, but I probably shouldn't, since I still need to build the rest of the arm. Let's see here. Where is that part? Here they are. Alright. Finally, time to throw together the finishing touches. This thing is so tiny, man. We already burned through all our polycaps as well. Alright, let's see how we throw this together. Pretty easy. Never mind, this thing is really tiny. There we go. Alright, time to replicate it on the other side. Shouldn't be too difficult. There we go, and finally, this piece should finish off the elbow. Sadly, we only get a 1-point bend here. It doesn't seem like it bends too much either. But hopefully it should be enough for most of our needs. Alright, time to throw together the forearm. Soon. Alright, am I even putting this in the right way? Hopefully I am. Yeah. Am I guessing too much? Probably. Let's see here. I think we have our final touches of red. Yes, we do. last bit of red polystyrene. Alrighty. How are you supposed to fit together? Am I doing this the right way? Okay, there we go. Kinda just slides on. Alright. So we got 2 of those. What else do we need? We're almost done with this build. So close to the end, I can taste it. These are both the same, which is very nice for us. Means less work. Trying to mirror. And where are the last pieces on this thing? There you are. Assuming it's gonna use the same thing over here, so I'm just also gonna cut out these pieces as well. Finally, I believe we can start throwing everything together. Hold up, okay, so there is... There is a proper way of doing this. Alright, yep, there we go. Okay. Time to throw on the arms. Alrighty. So we just start off with this piece. Then we just throw on these as we need them. Ooh, I already see a nice little subtle elbow bend right here. A little joint here at the elbow. So that's gonna be very nice for us. Before I forget, I also need one more piece to cut out. And that is essentially just another polycap made out of ABS, I believe. Is this ABS? No, this is still polystyrene. Or is ABS harder than polystyrene in density? Oh, whatever. With this, I believe we should have an arm done. So we do have a 2-point elbow joint, thankfully. So this bends here, then it bends up to here. I mean, it still doesn't get you too much, but then you also have a subtle wrist bend, allowing you to bend up even further, slightly. And it's still very nice engineering to be able to fit all that into this thing. Oh, and this can also fold out. No idea what that is used for, I'll be completely honest. But that is a feature. Although I am curious on what this right here is used for. Let me just quickly skim through these instructions just to make sure I don't miss anything. Hold up. Okay, I found out what this is used for. This is used for connecting to the shoulder. Used as a bit of a buffer plate, let's just call it that. I'll cut it out in advance just because, you know, I know I'll need it. All that's left on this runner is this white bit for the core fighter, and I think a beam saber. Alright. Yeah, we're building this thing relatively quickly now that I'm looking at it. The time. Where does this go again? I've already completely forgotten. Is it right here? Yes, it is. Hopefully this fits in. It isn't a polycap, so it needs to fit in really well. Oh, there goes camera again. And here it comes back. Right, let's hope that this fits. Nice. Alright, so to fit this onto the shoulder, I believe you just go like this. Oh. It's really overheating now, my goodness. All that's left for us to put on, though, at this point, are the hands. But at this point, I can kind of show you the shoulder. Like, the arm has two different joints on the shoulder. Shoulder has a bit of freedom to move, but not too much. Like, you do have to readjust it a lot. So it isn't necessarily free, but the arm can move quite a bit. Like, you have quite a lot of motion with this thing, you know? A lot of freedom to pose up that arm. Again, you got this little flip out feature. I don't remember, is this... Actually, no. Actually, it might be where the beam sabers are stored, but I don't remember exactly if that is the case. I'm probably very wrong, but that is just my own assumption. Anyways, we still got hands. So it seems like these hands are inner frame gray, including the backs, which honestly I find a bit unusual. Like the only other suits that I have seen a similar thing done with are probably the wingsuits. Usually the inner frame matches the majority of the color of the armor, so in this case I feel like it would have been like white. Like most mobile suits do that, but I guess not the Victory. Or Victory 2, I should specify. I don't remember what the Victory's hands look like. Arms are short and stocky as hell for their size. What the heck? Now that I'm fully looking at it. And no, this little lad is so tiny. He's just a little guy. Look at him. He's just a little guy. That is the Victory Gundam. There's a lot less red than I remember. Mainly just on the elbows here and the feet. He's so tiny, I'm still blown away by how small he is. That is most of the Victory done. All that's left are the extra accessories and the core fighter. So hold up. Before we build those, okay, no, I still have everything. I need to fix this thing real quick. Hold up. I much prefer the shoulder joints on the Victory than some of the other high-grade kits, like, for example, the RX-78-2 Revive, because they feel very limiting. Oh, now that I'm looking at it, the RX-78-2 also has the same colored backs. But, in my hands right now, I am holding an RX-78-2. With Beam Magnum. Look at the size of these two in comparison to one another. Like, the Victory is so much smaller. It's even more prominent in person. And look at the size of the thighs. And the arms. Oh, okay, the arms, they're almost the same size. This one's a bit shorter and stockier. Especially the lower forearm. Like, lower arm seems to be, it looks a lot thicker than the RX-78-2's kind of anemic arm in comparison. But yeah, I did give this guy a Beam Magnum, because why not, you know? Anyways, the hands seem to be a bit smaller, same size holes, but they are slightly smaller and maybe a bit more detailed on the Victory. Overall, the Victory still is tiny, tiny, tiny in comparison. Alright, Granddaddy, back on the shelf you go. Almost forgot your Hyper Bazooka. It fell off. Yeah, that's a tiny suit. Anyways, onto building accessories. This should be relatively quick. Oh, but this could also be annoying as hell. I'm looking at it now, just due to sticker placement. Definitely gonna want to use some tweezers here. Oh. You take these two parts. It is a part sandwich. If you can line up the pegs, which I cannot seem to do right now. There we go. I need to get the barrel off of the runner. And it does seem like it comes with a grenade launcher, which I am fond of. That's nice. Get the barrel on here. But, what isn't nice is that there are two stickers required, and one of them is right in here. For two scopes, you'll see soon. I'm gonna need my tweezers. Right here, this is what I hate. This location I really don't like. Okay, there we go. I somehow got it in there. Nice. I was expecting it to be a lot worse than that, I'll be completely honest. But it got in somehow. Look at that. Little shiny green down there in the lower scope. Now if I can just pick up my sticker sheet. Okay, yeah, and of course the upper sticker is very easy to put in comparison. Got two different shades of green down there. One up top and one on in between the barrel on the upper scope. There we go, and we're done with stickers. Nice. Oh, okay, now I remember what this red part is for. Looking at this, but we'll get to that in a bit, because we still have the grenade launcher. I think this right here might be a base adapter or something, but we haven't used that yet. Yeah, okay, looking at it now, I think it might just be a base adapter for the core fighter, so may or may not use that. Since, you know, I don't have an action base free right now. I think this is a VSBR? Bird's Beam Rifle? So I am not certain. So take all my words with a grain of salt. But, okay, so this can be used as normal, or you can slap the underbarrel grenade launcher onto it. Which I'm just gonna keep like that. To equip, all you do, take off hand, remove the back because there's no other way of fitting this in, then just kinda fit this on. Sadly, there's no trigger finger. And then just slap the back on and it holds really tightly. This will, luckily, not flop anywhere too much. So that is very good. Oh. But as with most hands, it's always the wrist that is a bit weak. You got the rifle there. And finally, we can get to these effect parts that we have just been keeping around. So, first up, shield. How the shield works? Is you just kinda cut it out first. It is a beam shield, so you will need to use the arm. I don't want to lift it. Twist it a bit. Actually, make sure it's straight first before twisting. Flip this part out. Take this out. And then you plug it in through the hole before finally plugging it back into the arm. So this thing does have a shield to use. Like so. It can bring up a beam shield. And of course it can just move with this bit right here. So you can angle it somewhat. It does kind of click into place though, which can be very nice for just keeping it stable. But of course, this works with both arms. So you can have it on either right or left side, but you only get one effect part. And finally, we got beam sabers. I think you got two of these. Yep, we got two beam sabers. So let me just quickly cut these out. shit, it's in tight. Did I even properly cut this? Yes, I did. It's just in very, very tight. Or the flop too. So you got two beam sabers on these runners, each with, I believe, their own effect part. If I can find the other saber. There you are. So these effect parts are unlike any other saber effect parts I've seen in a while. They are somewhat vigorous and flared out around the base, which I kind of like. I mean, they're also slightly shorter as well compared to other beam sabers I've seen. But you know, I feel like, yeah, you see right there around the base? That usually wouldn't be there, that'd just be a normal bead most of the time. But I feel like, yeah, it is also somewhat short. But you know, it's a smaller suit, so I guess that makes up for it. Of course, you also have this beam effect, which I've never seen before. It's almost like a fan-like saber. I mean, it could be good for action poses, you know, just swinging downward and such. But, honestly, it's a relatively basic loadout, which I kind of like. I kind of dig it. But with that all said and done, there's still one more part that we have yet to get to. That part is the core fighter. I mean, it should still be a relatively simple build, you know? Since it's basically just a piece of colored plastic thrown together with some other pieces of colored plastic. It doesn't have any articulation whatsoever, and it's just a couple parts on top of each other. So, core fighter is very easy to throw together. I already cut out some of the one of the parts anyways. You just literally sandwich a couple parts together and that's it. I mean, I am still impressed by the amount of parts that you sandwich though as well. Like there's a surprising amount of color separation. I have to give them props for that. For even if it is just like a static piece of plastic, there's a lot of color separation going on, which I do really like. Oh, camera's out again. And it's back. This doesn't want to go in. Why? Should just fit in, but it doesn't want to fit. Why is that? Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can kind of see how it folds up inside the torso once, as it's coming together here, you know? let's see, we're just missing like 2 parts here. And then you still have the action-based adapter that you can also stick onto the back if you want to. I don't think there's a place to store the beam sabers on this thing, sadly. You just kind of have to keep the parts around, you know? Which is annoying, but I guess understandable. And I think this should be it once I finish cutting this out. So we basically have finished at this point. This right here is the core fighter. Still got the wings of light on it. The head is somewhere in here, I believe. You can kind of see it right here. The back just kind of folds up straight. The backpack just goes over the head somewhat. The nose just folds in on itself, I believe, in order to get this sharp point right here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's the Victory Core Fighter. There's the Victory Gundam. And I think that's gonna be it. Really small build. Honestly, relatively quick as well, surprisingly enough. But, still fun overall. Good articulation, doesn't seem like it'll fall apart, like, on itself pretty easily, like I've had with most of my other high grades. Never mind, I spoke too soon. I mean, at least the legs aren't like the, Turn A, right? Yeah, okay, good. They aren't falling off. If I pull a bit, it will, of course, come apart, but this is a model kit, so, I mean, what do you expect? Just don't pull or, like, strain the joints too much. They'll hold together, honestly. The back butt flap does leave a bit to be desired, but, you know. Overall, I do like its tiny little stature. It is a very small lad. And yeah, I think that'll be it for this stream. Thank y'all for coming. Hope y'all enjoyed. On Monday, I do plan on streaming some Ace Combat 7. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys then. So, yeah. Bye.